Hi. Some people have siblings that are a burden, that annoy them, or that are not really in their life. But my sister is my best friend, my confidant, and most importantly, my role model. Today I'm going to make a tribute to my sister, Jasmine Lee Williams. She is 4 years my junior and has been my main role model, and she inspired me to do the many things I have accomplished today. What I'm going to go over today is how she is my role model, how she always sees the best in people, and how she is my best friend. From grade school, Jasmine always had good grades. She was on the reading list. She was on the honors, list in elementary school. And my parents would always be so proud. They'd be like, "Wow, look at my Jasmine." I was like, "Wow, I need to be like her. I need to get on the reading list." And I always was just trying to be like my sister. And then when she got to high school, I remember her graduating, and she had, all her ropes on, and she had them from all her different clubs and everything. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that too. I was a freshman at the time when she graduated, so I was looking at her graduate, and I was like, wow, I can't wait to graduate. But at the same time, I was looking at her and the things she accomplished when she graduated, that she had her high GPA, that she was accepted into a university and she was going there, and that she had done all these clubs, and she was just like, high school just seemed so fun for her. And I was like, okay, I want to do that too. I want to join a marching band like she did. I want to get on a high GPA, and I want to be accepted into a university, and I want to make my parents proud. So that inspired me to do all those things. So in high school, I joined my high school's marching band, but I switched it up because she did, clarinet and marching band. But I was like, okay, I don't want to do clarinet. I want to try something different. So I'm gonna do color guard, and I was the girls that dance in front of the band, or throw the flags, and we threw rifle and saber, and I got pretty far in that, and I ended up becoming captain my senior year. And without her showing me that, she had this like close group in marching band, like this was part of her high school career, I never would have joined marching band, and I never would have been able to be color guard captain and experience that. Another thing is, right after high school, she got into her university. She joined Florida Atlantic University, and I saw how college was for her, and like her experience at FAU, and that inspired me to actually not go to FAU because I didn't really like how FAU was set up and how it was a commuter school, and how they didn't have that much events going on. And I was like, okay, this inspires me to try something different than her. I want to go to a school that's more like university wise, like not a commuter school basically. So she inspired me to try different things also from her life. And after a year of college, we realized that we could not afford her to go to college just out of the bat. So she needed to join something else or do something else. So she decided to join the United States Air Force. And it was like crazy that the United States Air Force, like we were all like, oh my God, is something gonna happen to you? But that guaranteed her to be able to pay for her college. So she went through boot camp by herself and through training. It was like over a year training, and that was hard for me because I never been without my sister in the home with me or just there to give me advice or anything like that. And all I could do was send her letters, and that was it, just a letter. And I barely got letters back because just letters are extremely slow. So, and at that time when she was gone for that year, my grandma's health was decreasing, and just my grandma was going through all these problems, and she lived with us at the time, and me and my mother were trying to help her out, and I couldn't go to my sister to tell her like what was happening. So it was just hard, and I realized how much I needed my sister in my life. So her going through the military, and then she came back and went back to Florida Atlantic University and balanced military school and work. And I was like, okay, she can do that. I can do that too. So right out of high school, I wasn't gonna wait a year. I jumped right into the military. I I went to boot camp. I went through training, and knowing that she did that inspired me to get through it because I was like, wow, my sister went through this day. I can do this. Like, I can go through this day. I can go through the gas chamber. I can do this. And I would write her letters, and we were actually in the same squadron. So I would write her letters, and I was like, oh, how's this gonna go? What's gonna happen? She's like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. This is what you're gonna go through, and this is how you're gonna have to do it. And we could relate on that level also because we were in the same squadron. So we had the same motto, and we had the same mascot, and the same, drill sergeants and everything. So it was cool. that we could share that. And I can always count on my sister for advice. She's older than me. She's wiser. So I mean, we both give each other advice, but she gives me different type of advice because she always sees the best in people, and my sister always sees the best in people. She gives people many chances compared to me. Well, I will only give person like two chances, and I will cut that person or that job or anything out of my life. So having her to be like, hey, you need to slow down. You need to think about this. You need to weigh like your options. Like, are you really gonna quit this job? Are you really gonna break up in this relationship just because of that? And thankfully, she said those things to me, so I was able, keep that relationship or keep that job because without that, I would not be where I am today. So yes, and going on from that, she is my best friend. If we can give each other these advice and we can switch it up every now and then, because my sister will stick to the same job, she'll stick to the same relationship, and I'd be like, hey, this person's not doing you good. This job is using you. You need to move on. She'll be like, you know what, you're right, you do. I need to move on. So that's like part of our friendship. We barely fight, and when we do, we get over it quickly. But we've always been close. Like when we were young, we were born in Florida, but we moved to Georgia. So we were close to each other in Georgia, and we didn't really have that much friends. So we'd always play with each other in the backyard, and we went to the same school, elementary school, so we had the same teachers. And then when we did have friends, we had the same friends, and we both sleep at each other's friend's house, and we would always hang out together. Like, me and Jasmine were like a part of each other, so if we're going out, she's going out with me. So once we moved to Florida, when I was 10 and she was 13 at the time, it was different because Florida culture is extremely different from Georgia culture. And I was living in like the country part of Georgia to South Florida. So it was just a different environment. So we were able to relate on how things were different. And at the time when we moved to Florida, we were moving from apartment to house to townhouse to anything else like that. So we were moving schools also, so we could relate on the different places we lived and how things went down and everything. Um, so now that she's in college and I'm in college also, our lives are a little bit more separate now, but we still stay close and we still go out together. And when we go on our drill weekends together to the military base, we take the same car and we'll make sure to eat dinner together. So if anything happens, like, I know my sister's going to be there for me and I'm going to be there for her. And she was always going to be my role model, and she's always going to inspire me to accomplish things and just be there for me. I will always look up to Jasmine because, once again, she is my role model. She sees the best in people, and she is my best friend. I'm very blessed to have a sister where we have this close-knit relationship, and I honestly can't imagine my life without Jasmine. She is most importantly a big chunk of the things I've accomplished today, and I love her. Thank you.